to Garrard, McClendon Live. Later in the show, we will speak with Senator Kimberly Lightford about how hard it is to get a job when false rumors surround your name. But right now, Congressman Jackson, you're good with me. I think you're innocent, but for Sandy and the children, stay public, transparent, and be honest with your constituents. Joining us now from the Tribune Tower is attorney Matt Belcher from the Belcher Law Offices. Matt, how's it going this evening?
Gerard, what's going on?
Oh, man, you know, it's Congressman Jackson. You know, I call him an acquaintance, I call him a friend, but, you know, attorney, $1.5 million may have been offered. You know, do you think that Blagojevich would stoop this low?
I think you answered your own question, Gerard. But here, let's go through a couple points to begin with. Number one, Jesse Jr.'s lawyered up. Okay, we shouldn't look upon that in a negative way. And his lawyer's going to tell him you're not allowed to talk to anybody. So even though he's a friend of the show, maybe he's just following his own lawyer's advice, and he wants to keep quiet to get the story straightened out between him and the feds.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point, and I don't necessarily blame him for not going on shows or anything like that, because it just takes one statement that can just totally blow everything up. But let me ask you this, Matt. With Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., you know, is he naive to a fault? I mean, do you think that he would take a bribe like this, or do you think that Blagojevich would take a bribe like this?
Hey, Gerard, so far everything's just circumstantial evidence. We don't really know what's transpired, but the truth shall set us free. And in here we have tape recordings, at least phone call logs, that we know that the governor had conversations with Jesse Jr. in October and in November. When those tapes are eventually played, like I said, the truth will set us free. So we don't know what it is, but it's only circumstantial so far, Gerard. No, he's never been indicted. He hasn't been accused of anything, and it's all circumstantial evidence. But I have to tell you, the timing is unfortunate because Jesse Jr. had a meeting with the governor, and the next day the governor gets arrested. Patrick Fitzgerald comes out and says that he was about ready to sell the seat. It's circumstantial, but the timing is really bad so far.
You know, the timing was terrible because when you look at the career of Congressman Jackson, I mean, he was on this catapult to becoming senator, possibly becoming president of the United States one day, and I saw the look in his eye when he was apologizing on television after Rod Blagojevich was arrested. You know, everyone knows that I stand with the congressman on this issue, but I still think that he's innocent. I wrote some things down here. I think that his character, professionalism, and ability to articulate the people's needs, I think that trumps everything, but this could be a scar, attorney.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. My biggest concern, Gerard, is you know how hard it is for people to get a job nowadays. If it's Jesse Jr.'s next job to become senator, this cloud hanging over his head is going to make it very difficult for him to raise money. And without money, he's going to be even harder for him to run for Senate in a couple of years if Roland Burrs decides to retire.
Yeah, I'm reading some Facebook and Twitter comments. Clarence says he looks awfully smutty right now. If he is clean, he better start begging for those tapes to be released. Francis says he's about as clean as Blagojevich, conducting business as usual. So it depends on what you call clean, Gerard. And then Cavell says, let the public hear the tapes, Gerard. Let us, the people, hear the tapes. Attorney, will we ever hear these tapes?
I think we will, Gerard, unless I find it very unlikely that next week Rod Blagojevich is going to plead guilty. I have a feeling we're going to be going into a trial in this case, but people are going to have to be patient, and we're going to have to give the Representative Jesse Jackson Jr. the benefit of the doubt. He is innocent until proven guilty. It's all circumstantial evidence, and until more information comes out, we can't try him out we just can't try him in the street. We got to take this to a court of law.
Right, and you know, I'm going to admit right now, I'm on the record, I've been extremely mean to Rod Blagojevich, and it's just a hunch. I know he hasn't been tried yet, but I just got this funny feeling. I mean, when you look at the dollars that he amassed over such a short period of time, when we look at Patrick Collins trying to bring ethics reform to the state of Illinois. When you look at the state of Illinois being one of few states, attorney, that doesn't have a limit on campaign funds, what do you think about limits on campaign funds?
Well, I think that now we're moving to a phase that we're going to have to institute some sort of reforms. Last week you had a couple of senators on the show, and they were talking about different ways to make sure the people who donate money to politicians don't wind up getting state contracts, and that's a good idea too. Yeah. But if you notice, the people that donate the money, and right now we're talking about an Indian gentleman. His name is Raghu. Raghu donated money to everybody, though, Gerard. He gave money to Hillary Clinton. He gave money to George Bush. He gave money to John McCain. So sometimes when these people have so much money, they can spread it around. So if you just put limits on it, it might make it a little bit better. Because in the state of Illinois, you can give as much money as you want.
Yeah, and it seems like it's very, very difficult to get elected if you don't have any money, so then you're forced to do things that may not be ethical. Hold tight, attorney. More discussion on Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. I'm standing by him. What about you, Chicago?